Okay, today we are playing a game on Volskaya Industries. We are in the Gold SR range, and we will be playing McCree the entire way through. And our current team composition is Reinhardt, Diva, Junkrat, McCree, Anna, and Zenyatta. So, we don't have a Mercy, and that's absolutely tragic. And we're very upset about it, and we can only hope to have a Mercy in the near future, basically, because what kind of team can be seen in public without a Mercy in this day and age is disgusting. So let's start the game. So, we are defending first, and it doesn't go super well. Yeah, not to spoil the surprise or anything, so, to begin with, we're standing awfully close to the choke point right now as McCree. McCree is, like, shorter range than Soldier, but we don't want to be here, because this is right next to the danger zone. I just imagine the enemy team just, like, comes around this corner on us right now and collapses really quickly. We're, like, right here, and we don't want that. We don't want people being right on top of us as McCree. I mean, he can defend himself because he's got the flashbang, but we don't want to get collapsed upon right here. We can stand, like, further back. Always either stand in the room or, like, back behind the corner over here, rather than up near the choke point, because, it's easy to get killed. There is also, like, a lot of junk getting thrown. Get it, 'cause it's Junkrat. There's a lot of stuff getting thrown through the doorway right now, and we just kind of walk right up to the doorway. You only got to get hit by Junkrat and Zenyatta once right there, and you die, so that's also pretty scary. And we go, walk back up, peek the corner again. There's a lot of stuff flying in, but, like, no one's actually trying that hard to get through right now. Saw Roadhog, got away from that. Reinhardt, like, God only knows what Reinhardt thinks he's doing up here, other than being the least productive human on Earth, but, like, he should be down here right now. We're just standing in the middle of the doorway, with nothing to protect us, and not much we can get behind cover-wise, because the best we got is this corner right now that we can get to. It's not the best, like, they can still just, like, shoot you, right, and there's Junkrat stuff flying through the doorway as well. When you're positioning, you want to always have something you can get behind as cover. This is, like, technically cover, but it's not great. It's not great. The enemy team can still kind of just, like, kill you through the doorway. Which is why it's better to be, like, in the room or around the corner behind, because that's further back and you can use it as cover. There's also, you have less distance to travel if it turns out that you need to run away from the enemy team as well. So here, we're still positioning kind of greedy, and we see the Mercy. We want the Mercy. We just walk forward, and we start crossing the choke point, which is a bad thing to do in general, and we just get killed by the junk that's getting thrown through the doorway. It's mad greedy. We've seen that Mercy, and we wanted that Mercy, but we ended up dying for it. If we had a Mercy on our team, it wouldn't be so bad, because we could have gotten res. Isn't that tragic? But we also just shouldn't have died there, really. We got the Zen, and that was great, and then we were like, I can do more. And we got mad greedy for it. And we ended up dying for it, which is very sad. Fortunately, the enemy has not actually gone through the choke point, even though, like, 2 of our team were actually dead. So, great. Awesome. So, our team is, like, on the other side of the doorway right now, so that and we're trying to fight the team over here. There's more going on this side, but Reinhardt's been doing some questionable things already. So, try not to just, like, hang out in the middle of open space like this, because there's not really any reason to. You can just kind of, like, keep peeking the corner, rather than just standing out in the middle of the courtyard. So, we get, like, Hanzo starts throwing the dragon through the wall. Never actually amounts to anything, doesn't come anywhere near us, don't have to worry about it, and the enemy team just starts running through the other side. We're hanging out in here, and just kind of like, oh, where's the enemy team? Oh, they're over here. Don't fan the hammer. It's not... Fan the hammer is, like, pretty bad, unless, like, a Tracer or a Genji got stunned point blank on you. Like, just left-click the dude. It's not gonna accomplish anything otherwise. Fan the Hammer is a really bad ability, basically, ever since they nerfed it. So, we're going off this way, and we're just not allowed to do so, because Roadhog is right there. And we get killed for it. Like, we shouldn't be going over this way, because we know Roadhog's there. We looked, like, right at the Roadhog. He's definitely coming this way, and then we get out of the way of Reinhardt's shield, and we just get hooked and we get killed for it. Gotta respect the fact that Roadhog's there. Maybe if we've seen him use his hook, we can get away with it, but then even that's, like, not the best idea, because you still gotta respect the fact Roadhog can just kind of kill someone. That's kind of his thing. He kills people. So, we got, picked for that. And there's not many of our team over there, so we haven't got high hopes of holding on to this checkpoint. We've got Deadeye, but by the time we get back over here, we're probably not going to be in a great position to use it, unless D.Va gets a miracle bomb, which does not happen, as we can see. It is known to happen. So we come over here, we just start using Deadeye, and basically the only good thing that comes out of this is we get Zenyatta to use his Transcendence, because by that point, the checkpoint is, like, definitely gone. There's no way we'd defend it at that point. Unless D.Va killed, like, 3 people with the bomb, it wasn't gonna happen. Honestly, like, what I expected to happen was we start using Deadeye, immediately get hooked and get killed for it. But that didn't happen, so it went better than expected. But that was what was expected. If the checkpoint is, like, gone, don't bother. There's no point using your ultimates to fight over a checkpoint that you've already lost, because that just means you don't have the ultimate to try and defend over here. So now we're just slowly walking forward. We're not really looking at the Junkrat bombs, and we just kind of blunder into them and get killed. Junkrat only kills people if people aren't paying attention to where his bombs are actually going, because they're actually pretty slow and easy to dodge as long as you're keeping an eye on them and paying attention. We just, like, wander into him, get killed. Very sad. Shouldn't have happened. And we're pretty boned at this point. We do show that Reinhardt, who's boss, but, like, we've lost. We've lost that round. So, as you can see, there's not that much time left on this replay. There's not enough to pass it back a couple times. So, yeah, we don't capture both checkpoints. We do capture the first checkpoint, because this video is, like, double-digit length, but it doesn't go super well. It doesn't go super well. Come on. There we go. Okay. I don't like coming out this doorway, because it's just so easy to get cheesed coming out of this doorway, especially if you're a hero with no mobility like McCree. You can just get booped off the edge. I would just go out the middle, and, like, make sure that just a general thing. When you're walking out a door, just make sure there's no traps right outside the door, because that's really common these days. But, like, coming out the left side, it's just easy to get cheesed by, like, the most stupid shit. And it's better to just not take the risk, honestly. So, Farah is behind us right now, and by the time we actually realize she's behind us, it's kinda already too late. We start, like, going towards the choke point as we're trying to back up from the Farah, which isn't great, but, like, by the time we realize Farah's here, it's already too late. Like, unless we are gonna kill her in 2 shots, it's not gonna happen. It's okay, it's only 30 seconds into the round, it's not the end of the world, but it does sort of stifle, our momentum right at the start of the game. So our team has managed to get through the choke point a little bit. We do see this trap ahead of time. I just faint, just about. You can see it. Gotta watch where you're stepping so this doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world, and we didn't see it that much, but, like, peripheral vision is important to have. So we've lost quite a few members of our team. This is not gonna happen. We're just gonna back out and wait for our team to regroup, which is fair enough. Our Farah is still in there, trying to do God's work, but Farah is not doing God's work. She is gonna accomplish not very much. Winston has died at the worst possible time, because we're all regrouping right at the checkpoint as he dies, so now we have to wait maximum amount of time possible. Now Zarya is doing her best to get picked off right as Winston's coming back. This is far beyond a legal maneuver. Like, it's not okay to do this. The entire enemy team is right here, and we just roll straight through the barrier at them. What do we expect to get out of that, really? It's not like the movie Wanted. We're not gonna just, like, roll through there and headshot them all and kill them all miraculously. Like, their whole team is there. Even if we don't die instantly, like, what do we expect to gain out of doing so? The risk's extremely high for basically no payoff. It's not a good idea. McCree isn't very good at the whole, like, roll in front line, start fighting people point blank thing. So, We're trying to shoot the Farah. We missed the Farah a few times. We get her in the end. There we go. Got her there. Try not to stand perfectly still while you're firing at people. I know you're focusing on the Farah and you really want the Farah dead, but just like standing perfectly still is also a bad habit. Try not to do that. Because it just makes it really easy to get killed. Because you're not, if you're just standing there perfectly still, well, their McCree, their Widow, whatever, comes around the corner, sees you, it's like, oh, look at that, free kill, how about that? So, we got rezzed after dying to Roadhog, and we end up not killing anybody with this, we don't end up doing anything with this Deadeye. We can hold it a little bit longer and try to at least break Orissa's barrier, if nothing else, because fun fact about how Deadeye works, even when all the circles have closed in, it's actually still increasing how much damage it's going to do. It's just that it's reached, like, the point where it'll kill someone if it hits them. So, if you're channeling it like a barrier, just, like, channel it as long as possible, because it is still going up in damage. So if you just, like, channel on, like, a Reinhardt barrier for the full 6 seconds, you just, like, break the barrier even if no one else is there, because it's just been ticking up in damage the entire time. So we can hold this longer, because we're full HP. Like, Orissa's not about to suddenly spike us to death. We could break her barrier if nothing else, and then, like, maybe Roadhog gets a little too excited and walks out in front of it. You never know. We'd get, like, slightly more out of it than we did right there anyway. So, the tire spins around in front of us. Ooh, just barely dodged the hook after just barely surviving. Again, don't fan the hammer. It's just like a bad ability, like... And this is one that people... This is the right click no one's gonna argue with me about. Fan the hammer is a bad ability. You're better off just left-clicking people. I would say the only exception is you have stunned Genji, Tracer, something like that, like, right in front of you. So you can just fan the hammer right into them, and that's easier than headshotting them, but, like... It's best to just left-click people in most situations. Basically all situations. It's just, if I stun a Tracer or a Genji and they're right in front of me, I'm not going to take the chance. I'm just going to fan the hammer into them, because it's still gonna kill them, and it's just easier to do that than headshot them, you know? It's like, why take the chance? But left-clicking is better in almost all situations. So, they still have a Junkrat. This is a good place to stand as McCree, because you can see a reasonable amount of the enemy points, and, like, it's pretty hard for them to kill you, and then we just jump right off the high ground again anyway. If you can be standing on the high ground as McCree, or Soldier, because they're both, like, very similar heroes in concept, you want to be standing on the high ground, because you've got a better line of sight, it's harder for them to get to you, it's easier to headshot people, you've got more cover, there's a world of reasons to do it. And then we just kind of, like, jump down here, and now everything's pretty terrible... Fight's still happening. This is a very scary time to use Deadeye, because we haven't seen Roadhog use his hook yet. So, like, if the Roadhog's... If he doesn't do it, like, right as we do this, he could just spin around, hook us, and kill us, and we would be very upset about that one. You gotta respect the fact that Roadhog has the hook. So, their Mercy's floating around, our Mercy's floating around, basically means no one's going to accomplish anything for a little while, but their team is definitely still going to win the fight, because we haven't been winning the fight for a while, so it seems unlikely that we're about to suddenly start winning the fight. So, we're really low HP, and we just kind of jump up on the top of this truck for, like, no reason. Just, like, go pick up a health kit. Like, there's one in the room on the left. Like, there's... If you're gonna, or just, like, wait for people to get to you to heal you, don't just, like, do that, basically. You just put yourself in a super exposed location while low HP. So, our Lucio has changed to Widowmaker, which is definitely what we're looking for, 100%, but at least we still have a Mercy, so that's the important thing. So, this is still a good place to be standing as McCree. Again, don't stand perfectly still, as we did very briefly right there. Oh, look, I'm looking at Roadhog, and I'm just going to stop moving for a minute. It's not a great idea. So, we've jumped off the high ground again. Like, that's pretty much the best place you can stand on Volskaya as the attacking team, because, like, there's no, like, standing on the low ground is, like, you can't see that much more, and you're in a drastically more exposed location. So, basically, just hanging out here is, like, the best you can do until your team starts making some headway into the point, then maybe you can jump down and start fighting people, but this is, like, the best you can do most of the time. Soldier generally prefers to stand up here to McCree, because Soldier has, self-healing, so If he's getting pressured up here, doesn't matter, he can heal himself up anyway and keep fighting. McCree doesn't quite have that luxury. Again, we just jump off the high ground for no reason. What do we gain by doing so? We can see, like, their barrier a little bit better, but we could be doing everything that we're doing right now up on the high ground, and we would just be safer while we're doing so, basically. Because this barrier's in our way. It's not like we're gonna peek around it and get mad kills or anything like that. Like, we're basically just shooting in the barrier. We might as well still be on the high ground and be safer. So, we are also just, like, really close to the enemy team right now. McCree doesn't want to be point blank with people because he's a mid-range fighter, really. And these people, like, Junkrat would love you to be right next to him because he can't do damage to himself. For some reason. Even though Farah does damage to herself, Junkrat doesn't because, you know, fucking battle armor? Whatever, who cares, right? I got fucking shorts on, man. No problem. That upsets me so much that Junkrat doesn't take damage from his own explosions, but Farah does. Like, Farah's wearing this high-tech battle armor. Nope. Hurt yourself. Kill yourself frequently with your ultimate. Junkrat? Nah. His ultimate is like 20 times stronger, can detonate it right on his face, and it does no damage to him. Consistency. So, we have Deadeye. Junkrat's using his ultimate over there right now. Whole Hog also just got used. Like, we shouldn't be up here, we're just gonna die. Our whole team is dead. Nothing's gonna happen out of that one. We just end up also dying. We could have just backed out, and it would have been fine. And, you know, our team was regrouping anyway, so it's not like we're super staggered or anything, but, like, we give Junkrat more ult charge by doing it. Like, it's just, there's no reason for it to happen. We weren't ever gonna do anything, so we just end up dying for no reason. So far, it's just died to Junkrat, which is always pretty sad. We can see there McCree up there hiding out of the way because Infrasight is going, as one does. All we can really see is Roadhog, but it's not like we're gonna kill him anytime soon, because we're McCree. McCree can kill Roadhog pretty quickly, but, like, we ain't about to spike him to death out of nowhere. Half our team is dead right now, so, like, nothing's gonna happen out of this. We're basically doing poke damage for no reason, because we already have our ultimate. It's not like we gain anything from shooting them, and, like, none of this is gonna amount to anything, because our team has still been regrouping over this period anyway, so we've just kind of been up here for no reason. Reinhardt's also up here with us, but, like, we really have just been doing this for no reason. Again, we just, like, get hit by Junkrat bombs. Reinhardt kind of, like, pulls the rug out from under us, but, like, if you're paying attention, you shouldn't get hit by Junkrat bombs that much. Junkrat only gets kills if people aren't really paying attention. That is one of the most tragic things in recorded history. Let's go back and watch that one in slow motion, because I do like to focus on people's shame. Oh yeah, it's doing a little bit of poking. Oh look, we got a pick. Maybe we can start making some progress in. And Zenyatta's like, nope, I haven't any of it. I'm gonna use my ult as well. Doesn't he feel silly? But how could he have known that Farah was just gonna get absolutely dumpstered right there? So, we could have started doing this sooner, because we were probably already thinking about it, because they are down 2 people. One of them gets res, but they're down 2 people. And we're behind Reinhardt's barrier, so it's not like they're going to kill us or anything, as long as he doesn't pull the rug out from under us again. So by the time we do decide to use it, his barrier is just closer to breaking. That time we hold it just, like, a little bit too long. Like, don't... If you can shoot something, don't just, like, shoot nothing, you know, just, like, go for it. Probably got, like, a little greedy, hoping the other person would poke their face out again. Just, like, take what you can get, really. So we are trying to ingress into them, and we managed to get the Orisa, but then we get killed. It's okay, Mercy's on our team as well, though, so we can just start fighting again. Orisa's head is huge, so that's great for us. Try not to walk into people that you're shooting at, because... we're walking towards these people the entire time. What good does that do us as McCree? We're not in fall-off range already, so it's not like we're doing this to make sure we do more damage. It does nothing, except make Orisa a little bit easier to hit. Orisa is already really easy to hit. Her head is fucking huge. She's fucking huge. You shouldn't need to move into the Orisa to shoot her. Just like moving into the people you're shooting at is a bad habit, because you don't get anything from doing it. You should just be able to shoot them from further away. Because, like, we get up to this Orisa, and yeah, we stun her, but, like, what good does that do as well? Like, she's still big and easy to hit. We shouldn't need to stun the Orisa to get the headshots, really. We should be able to save the flashbang for more important things. And we're just walking into them, which makes it easier for them to kill us, and we don't gain anything from walking into them, because we weren't in fall-off range, all such, so on and such forth. So, we've almost got Deadeye again, but we're basically out of time. Nobody's over there. I don't think anybody makes it there to touch it in time. No, and we end up losing the round. But we did stun Roadhog right there. And the replay is about to end. I'm really upset that there isn't 3 seconds more footage. Whatever. So the biggest thing that stands out in this game is basically just like a bunch of positioning things that we've talked about as they've come up, so I'm not going to belabor the point right now, but basically, really greedy positioning, just bad habits like standing still, moving into people, that we're shooting at, which we don't want to do unless we're in fall-off range and we're trying to get close enough so that we don't do fall-off damage, but like we weren't doing that in those situations. And just, like, stand further away from people. Like, the idea is to be at basically the edge of your effective range. Which for McCree isn't super long. Like, he isn't as long range as Soldier. But you still, for all heroes, basically, you want to be at the edge of your effective range. Because it just generally, you're still being as efficient as you can be. But it's just harder for you to die because you're further away from the enemy team. Which means it's harder for them to get to you. Which means it's harder for them to kill you. So the idea is to kind of, like, skirt right at the edge of your effective range as much as possible, and try to always be near something that you can use as cover, because we also do quite a bit of like standing out in the open as well. You always want to be near something you can duck behind as cover. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful.